Hey everyone, my name is Yako. Have you ever traveled in Japan? Did you eat sushi and Japanese BBQ? Did you visit temples and castles? Did you enjoy events for anime or comics? If you did, you must know the bright side of Japan very well. However, I would like you to know the dark side of Japan. On this channel, I'm gonna talk about haunted places and terrifying stories that happened in Japan. If you want to know more about it, please make sure to subscribe and thumbs up. A ghost in the staff room. I think it's about 20 years ago. I was senior in high school at the time. So I was preparing for the midterm test in the fall and I was studying hard until late at night. Around 11 in the evening, I tried to make final adjustment to the next day's test, and I found a big problem. I can't find any English textbooks for the first period. I realized that I probably left them in my school desk, but I don't have the courage to go alone. I contacted one of my close friends, begged him to go to school together. We climbed up the locked school gate and walked into the school building. It had more creepy air than I had imagined. It is already autumn, and despite the temperature dropping at night, the hallway is full of warm and heavy air, and I felt something scary will show up. I went down into the classroom, and my friend was looking down so that he did not have to see ghosts. I finally arrived in from the classroom and tried to open the door, but the door and windows were locked, and I couldn't get inside. Everything is looked up at night. I know it's risky, but if this happens, I have to go to a night keeper's room. We went down to the first floor and headed to the night keeper's room. When I passed the staff room, I felt that there was something in the room with no lights. I said to my friend, "Hey, did you see someone was in the staff room? Maybe the teacher is still there." And my friend said he might have seen it too. The staff room was not locked, so I sneaked into the room and looked at the shadows. I saw a female teacher sitting at the desk. "I'm sorry, I left something in the classroom, but it's locked. Can you give me a key?" When he talked, she stood up from the chair. Although the season was still autumn, she was wearing a red thick coat. Her hair is rough and her face is pale. She was approaching us while mumbling and she looked exactly like a ghost. My friend and I felt something dangerous and we immediately escaped from the staff room and then rushed to the night keeper's room for help. An elderly janitor was on duty that day and we tried to calm down in a hurry and told him what happened in the staff room. Then the janitor sighed, "Oh, again." And after a short silence, he started to talk. It was about 30 years ago. I was also a teacher at this school and there was a very eager female teacher at the time. She was breaking her back for her students, but her body wasn't very strong and she was often absent from work. Right before winter break, she skipped work so many times, so I went to her apartment. She was dead in kotatsu with a red pen, trying to mark tests. As you said, she was wearing a thick red coat. Perhaps she hasn't realized she was dead yet, and she's still looking for her job. It's very sad. I still regret that I couldn't save her. For her, please don't tell this to anyone like a funny story. Tears leaked in his eyes, and he deeply bowed to us. After that, we couldn't talk to anyone, and I never brought it up with him. I'm not sure what happened to the ghost after the school was demolished. I just hope that she will be saved in some way and rest in peace. So, I'm gonna introduce terrifying spots and stories in Japan. When you visit Japan, you shouldn't really go to those places. If you wanna go there to know the dark side of Japan, have fun, but be careful. Please leave your comment below if you already visited one of them. Around Yubetsu coal mine, along Route 667, Yubetsu 22 Akancho, Kushiro City, Hokkaido. It's said that even if you cannot see ghosts, You get scared to go any further when you step into the premises. Yubetsu coal mine, which began development in 1917, has been excavated on a large scale in Hokkaido, and at one time it was one of the most flourishing mines in Japan. Many people used to work at the Yubetsu coal mine, and it was very busy as a coal mine town. Among the ghost spots, Yubetsu coal mine is one of the top sightseeing spots in Japan, and it's said to be the most dangerous and scary ghost spot in Hokkaido. The area around Yubetsu coal mine, in which 12,000 people lived, had a short period from closure of the coal mine to the disappearance of infrastructure. In the 1970s, it turned into a ghost town with the buildings left behind. Abandoned buildings such as the Yubetsu Tanko Hospital are left around the coal mine. There were many dangerous jobs in the mine, and some people were killed by gas explosions. Many ghost stories about Yubetsu coal mine remain, probably because of this kind of history or existing ruins. This is a famous spot for young people living in Yubetsu neighborhood because they have visited it once. You will need to drive to the Yubetsu coal mine, but it is also a place where cell phone radio waves are not connected, and it is especially dangerous at night. It is a good place not to stop by for fun because the light of the car bursts suddenly or a red hand mark is attached to the body. The big chimney is one that stands out at Yubetsu mine. The chimney extends from the mine, and when Yubetsu mine was functioning, it played an important role as a boiler to deliver heat to the people living in the town. There are many ghost stories about this chimney. You can't get out of this town if you see the chimney looks upside down or a boy laughing on the chimney. A lot of graffiti is left on the wall around the hospital. Although volunteers are making efforts to erase it, the wall is easy to break, so you must be careful too. There is a story that a visitor took a pen from the hospital and then a cell phone that was out of service around the hospital or ruins began to ring after a while, and it said, "Give back the pen." The rumor that a hospital operating room or mortuary, which should be in the basement, cannot be found. This was also verified on TV show, and apparently it could not be found. Some people say that a visitor to the hospital during the day ran into a black wall. He tried to check the destination with the camera flash, but the flash did not work, and the digital camera suddenly stopped working. It is said that it's a psychic phenomenon even though it is a ruin where the power is off, but it was dark enough to see in front during the day. There are many rumors that they encountered psychic phenomena around Yubetsu. For example, ghosts drag you down to a cliff. You see the vision of a friend walking towards the cliff and so on. There have also been reports of digging and falling down as if a friend was obsessed. It may be better not to get close to this area. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.